Vanakkam, Namaste, and blessings to everyone. This is Dr. Bhairavi Balasubramaniam, PhD, the Sky Priestess. I've compiled some of the most important shifts and upcoming astrological dates between now till November. The reason why I'm giving you this overview is because the energy of the next few months is one that is really best understood from a long-term perspective. I'm going to be referring to my list of dates here and there, so that's where you're going to see me looking at from time to time. So let's go. First of all, in the month of June, we've just come through a very powerful solstice. And right now we are waiting for Mars to begin its retrograde in Aquarius beginning on June 26th. The Mars retrograde will last till August 27th. So between the end of June, July, and till just about the end of August, we're going to be seeing the need to really pull inwards, withdraw, and look at the way we act in the world and in our cosmic, etheric, and astral activities. This is where we really need to fine tune what it is we take from the cosmos and the conscious aspect of the collective energy, and whether or not it is truly in alignment for us all. There are many things out there that communicate with people, and not all of them are particularly aligned with one's highest good. So it's a time to really renegotiate those kinds of contracts in ways that will ultimately serve you and all of, well, consciousness. What's also going to happen is a need to revisit those we consider as friends, soulmates, spiritual or other tribes, the way we interact with others on social media, the way we use electronic platforms as a means of communication. It's also going to make us rethink our ideologies, really, the way we think about the way we think. And that's a very potent energy. But rather than charging at other people with the intensity and fervor of one's beliefs, understand that people are going to believe what they're going to believe. And the best we can do is to align our beliefs in ways that really serve the unfolding of the betterment of all, including ourselves. So that's June 26th. What's happening right now, just prior to that, between June 21st to June 25th, we're seeing this intense portal of energy with Vesta retrograding on the galactic center. This is a time especially for priestesses, for facilitators to look at the contracts of service we have taken up and again to question whether it is truly in our highest and deepest good. This is where we really look at how we connect to the energy of guides, the energy of source, and to see if the path we are walking is one that we are meant to be walking on. There's a lot of energy, a lot of intensity to push, to commit to certain paths right now, and one really needs to look at that very carefully before acting on it. My advice to you on matters such as this will be to wait till September 6th to 10th. We're going to be seeing Vesta on the galactic center again. Matters concerning service, facilitation, priestessings, karmic contracts, wait till September before you make any decision. July is a very, very intense month. We are going to be seeing Jupiter retrograde ending in Scorpio. It will enter Sagittarius in November, the other high point of the rest of the year. With the end of the Jupiter retrograde, we're going to be seeing more energy available to us in the processing of emotional, karmic, ancestral, sexual, financial energy in the world. We may also see the rise of aggression in some people and the taming down of aggression in others, depending really on the way they have navigated this Scorpio transit. But this is effectively a good way to start moving forwards in our emotional development and to really begin that journey towards Jupiter and Sagittarius. It's a very different energy in November. We're also going to be seeing a major solar eclipse in Cancer, which will be opposed Pluto and Capricorn on July 12th. Eclipses help us seed cycles for the next 18 years, and then this keeps continuing. This will be a very important time for you to make decisions surrounding the relationship between your home life and your work life, your family, your career, and a balancing point needs to be found. At the end of July, July 27th or so, we're going to be seeing a total lunar eclipse. This is huge. The eclipse will be in Aquarius with the moon and the south node together, and Mars as well. So the moon, south node, and Mars are going to be opposing the sun and the north node in Leo. And that is a huge energy. With Mars, the sun, the moon, the north node, and the south node in the mix, you can expect this to be a major time in relationships, It's also going to make us really look at the way we deal with children, joy, creativity, leadership, politics. We're going to be seeing changes in the way we connect to our soul tribes, our spirit tribes, our guides, our channels, the energy of crystalline kingdoms, so on and so forth. Major, major energy at the end of July. Now we're going to be seeing in another eclipse in August with the solar eclipse in Leo. That's a very good time for you to set seeds for what it is that you want to create in the world, and hopefully that is joy and that is empowered leadership. It is also a very good time to see work, any kind of work we do with children, any kind of work we do with loved ones, an excellent time for marriages and celebrating the union of love. Even though Mercury retrograde will be present at this time, also in the sign of Leo, it's still a good time to do these things as long as you have done the work of alignment. Finally, August 27th, we're going to be seeing the Mars retrograde ending, this time in Capricorn, because Mars would have shifted through Aquarius into Capricorn. And then we're going to be seeing our personal and vital energies pick up into the world. Now, some of you are going to be taking this retrograde energies and getting really erratic. And some of you are going to be sitting in calmness and stillness, and some of you are going to be doing both. We're humans. We exist across the spectrum. But effectively, the way I see retrogrades is to really pull back, think before you act. Take the time, honor the pauses, honor the silences before moving into the world. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of frazzled out like a light bulb by the end of all of it. And that is something nobody needs, nobody wants. September is a very shifty month in a good way. The Saturn retrograde ends in Capricorn on September 6th. That's going to lift a little bit of our burdens off our shoulders in terms of matters of career, authority, work with elders, work with leadership, work with politics. We're going to be seeing Vesta on the Galactic Center again, September 6th to 10th. This is a very good time for anyone in spiritual facilitation to truly commit to particular parts of service or parts of exploration, teaching or learning or travel. September 30th, we're going to be seeing the Pluto retrograde ending in Capricorn. Again, another lifting of the burdens. It's going to be allowing that energy of Capricorn to create and manifest long-term change. October, I don't have too much to say about it except that the Venus retrograde starts then. And that retrograde will last till November 16th. So a bit of slowdown in relationships, sexuality, finances, but it also gives us the opportunity to revisit things from the past. I'm not overly worried about this retrograde, but it is a good time for everyone to really pay a little bit more attention, especially to reproductive health, especially if you're a woman. November is when I'm going to celebrate because we're going to be seeing the true node and the true calculation of the nodes shifting from Leo Aquarius to Cancer Capricorn November 6th. The mean calculation sees the shift happening on November 15th. Either way, between November 6th to November 15th is an incredible portal of change. We're going to be collectively finishing a particular cycle of growth. The North Node will then last up until mid-2020. The North Node will then be moving through Cancer. It's going to be a time where we are challenged to deepen our connection to the place which we belong, our home, our family, our ancestral tribe, the energy of our domesticity, the energy of our femininity in men and women and those who identify differently. This is an archetype that exists in all. This is how we really learn how to nurture the home within and the home without. South Node will be moving between November 2018 to mid-2020 in Capricorn. That is a huge energy for career, politics, power, legacy, authority, work with the elderly, work with individuals who can make and shape your destiny and collective destiny. That is a huge energy. And the reason why we need to prepare so hard this year is so we actually can navigate best through this incredible period of manifestation between the end of 2018 to the middle part of 2020. What will happen in the world up until 2020 will make or break humanity's collective trajectory, and that will have an impact on our descendants for generations to come. So let us all continue to align, no matter how dense things seem right now. The universe does have a plan, and it's only going to work if we follow that plan. So let us all go back into alignment, speak to our guides, find the path that honors all beings, including the self. That is a big lesson to remember. Someone asked on my Facebook wall, why do I keep talking about collective events and not personal events? Well, it is because the macro is a reflection of the micro and vice versa. Micro level events are things which one does have access to, tools, facilitators, perspectives to deal with. But when we internalize events that are happening at a far global scale, it becomes harder because the scope of agency and change that we have over that event is significantly different. And that's why I'm talking more about the bigger picture. Now, also in November, we're going to be seeing Jupiter enter into Sagittarius, right in between this major nodal shift. And that's great because that takes our energy out of the deep caves in which we have delved and pushes us to the mountaintop. That's going to really bring this whole new energy of optimism, change, and growth, which we have been desperately craving for throughout this year. And of course, Venus retrograde ends in Libra. It's moved through Scorpio into Libra, and it's going to end in Libra November 16th. And that is really going to be the time where we make commitments, whether it's to people, to contracts, to work, to jobs. If you can wait till November to make major decisions in life, you will probably thank yourself. Now, chances are a lot of you may not be able to wait, but at the very least, have these dates, have this trajectory in mind so that you can respond and deal to windows of change as and when they arise. But basically, that's a kind of a very quick snapshot of the next few months. I hope this information is of benefit and relevance to you. And just revisit this recording from time to time when you need that perspective. So, take care. Ciao, ciao for now. God is bless. Bye-bye.